And as you will notice, it's held between two pieces of plastic. So whenever you use a jelly plate, don't get rid of those two little pieces.
Nice.
Yeah, never throw them away, please.
Oh, wow.
So take the top one and pop it straight back into your thing, because the way to store jelly plates is to keep them between two pieces of plastic. And just, you know, I always keep these because they're just convenient. It just fits in there. So just pop these aside or pass them to me. And one of the things you gotta bear in mind, we're not gonna start layering yet. Well, you can if you want, but if you do want to layer, it works in the opposite way from painting. So rather with painting on a canvas or on paper, you start with the background, then you add your tree or whatever, and then you add your apples in the tree. This is the other way around. So you would start with your apples, your tree, then the background. So it works the other way around. So you just got to bear that in mind. You're going to go straight onto the jelly plate with your main color. So I'm just going to go, I'll just use this. Yeah, just acrylic paints. I'm just going to do a little bit. You don't need a lot. So you just put a little bit on there. Just one more thing, no scraping or cutting on the plates. Yeah. Use your brayer or roll or whatever you call it. And you're just gonna roll it around. So as you can see, I need some more. Let's do a little bit of this. That doesn't matter, I'll pick that up in a minute. So you just go whoop, whoop.
To cover your paper size?
Yeah, I'm just doing it little because you guys have got little.
And it would cover your paper.
Yeah. So you're just gonna spread this around. Now this one doesn't have to be fantastic because all I want is enough to paint to cover my piece of foam. Here we go. You don't want to overdo it because then the paint will start drying out and you don't want your paint to dry out. So I'm just going to do, then I'm going to take, they call it a ghost print. So this is a piece of paper, I'm not caring about this because all I want is I want to get rid of all of the paint that's on my plate except for what's under my foam. So I'm just pushing, kind of rub. And this will actually pick up all the paint that's around that it should do. So we're just going to have a little bit, yeah? But most people use tissue paper
Because
actually.
with you doing that, you would think that it would rip, hey, like with the paint and stuff. But
No, it's pretty.
Oh,
So
cool.
see how this is
Oh, wow.
all
Nice.
pulling off?
I know what the next process is.
So this is just a ghost one. Some people like to use this kind of stuff, but
Cool in and of itself.
to me, this is just, you know. And see how I've got, because my paper was too small, I can actually, if I really want to be tidy, I can actually go around and clean up all the edges. So now I can actually remove my fern and see I've got this lovely fern. So what I do now is grab my, so at home I would use like a watercolor, you know, 250 grams, like a nice, but because we're playing around, we can play around and then we've got some better paper for later on. So now I can actually just go over it, I can use my hands, or some people use a brayer. See, I should have cleaned that first.
Now it'll be all over your head.
And now it will be all over my hands. But now I just first check whether it's coming off. It is. And then you have your fern. And so with this, so you come to think of, okay, I've got my fern now, but it's a bit bland. With the jelly plate, the interesting is, see, I can still see, I didn't print on this little piece of fern that I had on my paper. It will probably pick up on my next print. But sometimes it's actually really cool to have like previous colors popping through. But you don't want to go because you've got your leaves under there and you don't want to move it too much.
Okay.
So you kind of gently, I'm not pushing too hard, but just enough so I know it's picking up everything. Always just quickly roll out your brayer. You don't have to wash it. You just kind of keep on using it as long as you do this so it doesn't give off on the next color. So now I've got my fern. What I'm going to do is first pick up all my bad stuff. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the hairdryer, which you can, but don't go too close because it's heat and you don't want to melt your jelly plates. So you kind of dry this layer out, and then I can actually put white over it, or do little polka dots or whatever. I'm just doing random little things. When this is dry, I can even color in my leaves, dry it again, then put over another color, then print it, and then you actually have lots and lots and lots of layers. What I usually do is I use a matte medium. Matte medium kind of makes it a little bit gooey again, and it will make it pick up a bit better. Now, I'm just going to see if this is already dry. No, not quite. So if I quickly hair dry this. So I'm not going to color in the leaves now because I want to show you the next stage, but you can just get even a paintbrush and just go and color in all the leaves, let that dry again, or use the hair dryer once that is all dry, so I can kind of test it. See, this is now dry. This is probably not completely, but it's getting there. Wow. So I can actually go straight over here. Whoop. Make sure my brayer is cleanish, and then I can go over this leaf. Just sort of try to get an even kind of coat. It's never, don't expect perfection, like, you'll never get perfection, but you do get sort of this authentic looking print. And then straight away you go over your thing, rub, rub, rub. Hopefully it's going to pick up. That's always the worry. Sometimes I make things at home that have like 5-6 layers, and then I put a medium over it, put my paper on it, and then I pile it with books, and I leave it for a day and a night, and then pull off the plate, and it still comes up. Yeah. So this is, I mean, I've done it randomly, but see how it's, still picking up a bit of black from my previous print. So you'll always get a bit of, this is random, but just, have a little play with it. I would suggest to use a dark something and a lighter something as a background so that it gives more effect. cleaning, very important. I've got baby wipes. I've also got baby oil. You can just go, oh, that's way too much. You just take a little, wherever the end is, and you just rub it off with some baby oil or baby wipes. And that's all it needs. Or, in between, just lay your papers and it will pull it all off, you know? It will